Hola, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Echo, echo, echo. Sorry, everybody. We are still. Hey! Whoa, that came loud in my ear. You never want someone to come loud in your ear. Okay. 2520 North 2nd Street. I started the show off with talk about mental health. It's a real thing. I want anyone out there, under the sound of my voice, if you're dealing with some mental health, please seek some help. Please see some professionals. Do whatever it takes to get outside of your shit and get some help. Don't be ashamed of it. Don't be guilty about it. Nothing. It's a real deal out there. Like, you're worth this happiness. You can get some of this. Come get a gram of it at a time. Right, Mike?
Shit, a pound if you got it.
A pound of it at a time. Serious though, anyone out there that's listening to me, like if you're struggling, if you're going through it, please reach out. No, Sarah, throw your headphones on. All right, we're gonna hop into it. Come on down to 2520 North 2nd Street. We'll work for recovery. We have meetings every day of the week, every night at 7 p.m., every day at 1 p.m. Wednesdays, we got a men's meeting, a women's meeting at 5 o'clock. Every morning at 6:30 a.m., we have structured meetings. We got foosball tables and pinball tables, ping pong tables. We got spiritual rooms. Man, we got a weight room. We got a gym here. We got a podcast studios. We got a computer room. We got a huge ass meeting room. We got a kitchen. We got it all. We're the largest ROC in the nation. Dropping that recovery for you and whoever's looking for it. We got motorcycle stuff going on here. We got softball and volleyball. We do go-kart racing. We do all sorts of fun stuff, fishing events. And we're always looking for new stuff to do. So if you got ideas, come on down. We got Chucky the Soap Man. I've had him on a few times, but he's down here slanging soap by the dozens. But come on down, be part of this place. This is a great spot. It's where I found some of my recovery at, and it's here for the taking. Again, if you are struggling tonight, please reach out. You're worth this happiness. You're worth this life of recovery. Who are you?
I'm Sarah Marquis.
Without touching your mics, get as uncomfortably close as you can.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you are, without touching
My
your mics.
name is Sarah. I am an alcoholic with a sober date of 3/31/23.
That's the audience clapping. Welcome to the show, Sarah. Who are you, young man?
Michael.
Michael.
Yeah.
And you are
Fighting.
fighting, Michael,
Hey,
and I'm fighting.
Why haven't I been invited to any of these events that you're talking about?
Because I might be just gassing you up because you only got, you've been here since January, right? Right now. So you're here for all of it.
This is why I do stuff on the podcast, so I can just go ahead and
And hold me accountable,
Yeah.
like asking me to sponsor you. Like,
Yeah.
we're having this show, and I was asking everyone, like, do you have a sponsor? Well, how'd you get it? Okay. And then I get to Mike. I'm like, you got a sponsor? Like, no. Will you be my sponsor? I'm like, shit.
That's what you get.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because if you can't say no, you have to say yes.
That's
Who
right.
are you, young lady?
Loren, sober date 10/17/23.
Welcome to the show, Loretta.
1017 Brick Squad.
Oh, down goes
Brick
Fraser.
Squad. So, welcome, girls. I know you're on a kind of a time schedule. You got your granddaughter here, and I won't keep you too long because, you know what?
What?
There's this guy I had on the show named
No
Sam
way.
once.
Oh, my brother.
I was gonna explain the same thing you're acting like, but he was way worse. He's like, Tim, no, man, I get nervous. It was me, him, Jamie in the
It's a
room.
family disease.
I'm telling you, this dude. It was in the middle of winter, windows open. It was cold as shit in the room. He's like, man, and he's dripping sweat. I'm like, bro, it's just three of us and some microphones.
You had him on there for like 3 hours that time, though.
It was
and
just
he
how
was
long the conversation
literally sweating. Like,
I was
he
like, do
couldn't
you
stop
want to
talking
switch
about it.
seats? Because I was right behind the window. We switched seats. I sat in his seat. It was like I was sitting in a swimming pool. And I give him shit about it. He's like, man, I just got nervous. And I guess, don't be nervous. It's just, we only got like 300 people listening. You're good.
Oh, you're fine.
There's 4 people
Yeah, I was
listening.
going to say.
Take the setting page. Can we see comments?
What I've been noticing when I close this,
Then the volume goes away.
I don't know. We'll check it out here. Let's go check comments real quick. Jalissa, now you should be able to hear me. Thank you.
Melissa.
This is my, hey, she's my
Check-
A1 from day
you look
one.
at that part
Hey,
right there. I
Jalissa.
think that's the microphone thing
What are you talking about?
in the video that's facing you down.
This here? No, what it is I go like this, but this will, no, here's what's goofy. Normally this will turn red, but what's happening is this switches over on its own sometimes. There, and if I don't see this thing going, we haven't even started talking about See, it's just been, it's real goofy.
You need a
Audio. There we go.
There you
an
go.
IT person.
All right. It's because I got off this page. How would you explain this to someone?
I'd say it's badass. I like
Badass.
it. This
Is
is my
it-
first. This is my first meeting. This is
What
my
was
first
your
time
thoughts
here.
when you walked in, you started looking around? How would you like explain what was going through your brain?
Okay, I was like, okay, I can get into this. I like this. This is the spot right here. This is the place to be. Great hangout. I love all of the artwork for sure.
So a lot of artwork, very welcoming.
Very welcoming.
Did you get to share tonight?
Did not get to share tonight.
Ah, did you get to share tonight?
No.
Why'd you say like, of course not?
Because my number never gets called. It's like winning the lottery. That's never going to happen either.
So
Yeah.
Friday night's what we call a call-up meeting. You walk in, you get a ticket, and if they call your number, you have the option to stand up and speak. Sarah, didn't you just like, wasn't something big just happen in your recovery? Didn't you just accomplish monumental time? or
I
something?
just celebrated a year of sobriety.
Whoa, a year! Everyone, we
A
clap for
year.
years.
Yes.
Yes.
A year. How's this year been going?
Great. God shows up.
What's been the highlight of this last year for you?
I think my faith in God has, I was talking to Tony today and he actually was a little jealous. He was like, I remember my first year. It's like, God showed up all the time. I saw all these things that, I knew it was God centered. So I just think that, when you're newly in recovery, I think that you notice and are more aware and are more God conscious. And
Do you
so
think
I
it's because
that-
this is the first time in a long time your head's been this clear?
It's the first time in my whole life.
Reason for saying he's told the story, so I'm not breaking it in. And he's told it on this show is like you were the reason he found the rooms of recovery, correct?
Correct.
Your younger brother,
My younger brother.
and you went to celebrate when you dropped him at his first meeting. Did you go to celebrate at the bar for it? So in this last year, there's this thing people talk about. It's 13 stepping, and that means like early recovery, being with someone, and da.
I think it's bullshit.
Thank you. No, you beat me to the punch. Like it's not written anywhere about no timeline of when you should be dating or not.
I think the matter of vulnerability. I mean, so there are people that are fresh in recovery that are extremely vulnerable, and I think that is obviously dangerous to prey on vulnerable people. But I don't think at any point in this last year was I vulnerable. I know exactly what I.
I don't understand why. We're back on now. Audience, I don't know why it's doing this, and I do apologize. Whatever. I got to. I switch it here.
There you go.
Now I close this. Just tap there. Now we're good. I'm gonna hear it in my ear in a second. Bop bop. There. All right. There.
Okay.
Now we're good.
There you go.
You got to be kidding me, Sarah. Do you have a higher power? And if so, what's it look like?
Yeah, I believe in Jesus Christ.
Okay. How does that work in your recovery?
I am God conscious in everything I do. I'm learning how to listen and follow His will over my own
I'm almost. Eight. We're good. Nothing's muted. I'm gonna let audience know right now. Like, come on, come back in my ear. Hey, everybody. We might end up just shutting the show down and trying to reopen it. I apologize.
It's broken.
Thank you, everybody who's like patient with this bullshit. 3+ years of doing a podcast and I run into this problems. I'm real sorry about that. But again, I'm grateful for your guys' patience. I'm gonna shut this down and restart it. Maybe that'll help. If not, we're gonna end early. What I'll do, I'm deaf again. No, I'm not. I closed my page.
Yeah.
I'm all confused.
You are.
Maybe,
Confusion?
man,
Confucius?
I'm irritating myself with my
Yeah.
own voice
Just
right
a
now.
tad.
Yeah, maybe you
That's
should
okay.
stop listening to
Yeah.
yourself. That's probably what's happening.
You said you have a higher power, Sarah, and you use it in your recovery.
I do.
So in this last year, have you had any thoughts of using or drinking? Like, has that happened?
No.
Really? Never once?
I mean, oftentimes I get in my car when I'm leaving work and I see 420 come across my clock and I think about weed, which was something that I enjoyed on a daily basis.
I love the smell of weed to this day.
But
Love it.
I laugh now. It's funny because I think it's a sick joke in a weird way. But no, I don't think about using. I don't think about drinking. I am super grateful that I've lost.
You've lost that
I've
desire.
lost the desire.
So you have like what, 6 months, right?
6 months. Yes.
6 months.
Yes.
Do you think about using or drinking at all?
I've been triggered. I've been triggered, but I do
What does
tend
that
to-
mean for someone out there who doesn't never heard the word triggered? What does that mean?
That means that the thought of using does run through my mind because I'm still very fresh in my recovery. But when the thought runs through my mind, I do have coping skills and people I can turn to steer me in the direction I need to be in.
What are coping skills? I'm gonna ask you some real dumbass
You're gonna
questions.
ask me some- well,
like
there-
that.
those
What
are
are
good-
like what is a coping skill and what does that mean when you say coping skills and what are your coping
So
skills?
a coping skill is, for me, my definition is a skill that I will use to redirect my mind from the thought of use or the thought of drugs, the thought of alcohol, the thought of anything that's past tense that'll make me want to go back to reverting into messing with my recovery in any way.
So interrupt your thoughts. No, and I know that's not something that just comes easy. People aren't used to doing
It
that.
takes time. It takes time.
How did she become your sponsor? How did that happen?
So I went to a Big Book Women's Night, Alano in Robbinsdale, and she was getting recognized for her year, and I just really loved her vibe. And so afterwards, I was like, I think you might want to be my sponsor.
I just saw that on Facebook too. Was it the 1 year banquet?
It was.
It
last
was.
night. Yep.
We advertise meetings, it's not will work. Like I do a men's meeting on Thursday nights at New Hope, Illinois. When is this women's meeting?
Friday nights?
Vision of Hope,
Yes.
Robbinsdale, Illinois.
Yes.
Vision of Hope, Robbinsdale, Illinois, every Friday night. Like check it out. If you're a woman, go to a women's
Super
meeting.
intimate, good
Yes.
big book study.
Lovely.
Solid meeting.
Yeah.
Why do
very
you think
good.
it's important a woman goes to a women's meeting, Sarah?
I think studying our recovery textbook is important, and I think that women, when they're in with other women, are more prone to speaking freely, and they're more comfortable.
Yeah, I say the same to men about men's meetings. I didn't go to my first stag meeting till a year into recovery, and when I first walked in, like, it was the first time pardon how I say this stuff, but it was the first time I didn't care about women. Like,
That's fair.
Like subconsciously, like you don't have to worry about. Wait, how do I say it the right ways? When I'm in a meeting and there's women there, like, make sure your zipper's up. You make sure I don't got a boogie hanging out of my nose. Not specifically those things, but there's just an aura of like, when I'm around a bunch of guys, I can shed all that shit.
Yeah.
And I
Right.
imagine it's not much different than a
No.
woman. Like,
Well, and I feel like you build relationships that way too.
100%, yeah. Mike got lucky because I brought him to a men's meeting like in early recovery. So you approached her. How did that go? Like, talk to another woman who's listening, who's nervous about finding a sponsor. How did that go for you?
So, I mean, at first it was it's uncomfortable, but anything that is uncomfortable is going to help in recovery. It's worth it to get out of your own zone and to do something different. If it's not different, if it doesn't feel uncomfortable, you're probably not there, and you probably should just get uncomfortable and get there.
So get comfortable.
Get
with being
comfortable
uncomfortable.
and be okay with being nervous. I was extremely nervous. I'm 39. I'm almost 40, and I was like, I gotta go ask this another woman if she wants to help me. It was awkward, but I was like, you know what? It's time for me to grow up and know that it's okay to ask for help. And so I just walked up to her and introduced myself and asked for help.
Oh yeah. Sarah, is this your first sponsee?
My second.
Nice. You work recovery. You have a sponsor.
I do.
You guys work the steps of Alcoholics Anonymous.
Yes, we are on my second round.
Second round. Mm-hmm. What do you tell someone when they come up to you and they say, Sarah, I'm struggling, I want a drink?
I tell them that they should get a sponsor and work the steps.
So right now, someone comes up to you and is like, I'm on the edge, I'm going to drink.
Oh,
You're like,
well,
go find a
no,
sponsor.
no.
I was gonna say, she's
I mean,
ruthless.
If
She's
someone is
ruthless.
struggling,
Well, you,
You need a
I
sponsor.
would never.
What are you doing in my face?
Yeah, you better
should
beat
wanna
it.
drink
You
this
better
sober.
find something.
Like,
No, I would
crazy.
never do that. I mean, if there was someone that was struggling that wanted to drink, I'd try to talk to them, figure out what was going on, try to counsel them out of whatever they're going through. Sometimes they just need someone to listen to.
just be an ear. I've been told to shut up so many times by people like, Tim, I just needed to vent.
Yep.
I'm over here trying to fix shit.
Well, and staying with them, right?
Right.
Because nobody should be alone, especially when they're experiencing a moment of weakness.
Exactly.
Sometimes you just need someone to be next to you that's sober.
And it's that easy sometimes. Just speaking, talking, getting it off your chest.
The reality is, though, if someone wants to drink, they're going to say, get away from me, and they're going to go drink.
So here's the deal. I know you got your grandchild here, and I know you're not comfortable with being on air, whether it's not that big a deal, and you know it's
It's not that big of a deal.
Thank you. Here's the question for both of you. Would you guys come back on the show?
Oh, definitely. Yes.
Yeah, maybe.
I would definitely.
Yes,
come back on the show.
for you, Timmy, anything.
She tried to just let her sponsee give it to her. Like, she said yes.
Hey, I tried to send her in without me.
I know you did. But I love a dynamic with sponsor-sponsee. It's the shit. I love it. It's the backbone of recovery. Name of the show is Attitude for Gratitude. So I'm going to ask you guys about your gratitude. But before that, if you could have any superpower, what would it be?
If I could have any superpower, what would it be? I would say the power of healing.
Ooh, that's the second person to say that.
That was what was in my mind. She read it.
If you had a superpower, what would it be?
Well, now I got to come up with something else.
There can be more than one Superman out there.
No, I mean, I definitely think the power of
Superman's
healing would be
definitely not
remarkable, for sure.
Someone just last week said the power to bring someone back to life.
Chucky.
Oh,
Chuck did, and I was like, "You mean like if they're 6 months dead, like they'll be all decrepit?" Like instantly, I think zombie. Tim, what's up, buddy?
Hi, Tim. Good to see you.
And I'm like, are they reanimated back to like smooth skin or what? Like, I got in my head instantly thinking zombie, but I'm also reading these goofy books. So,
You had questions.
what was it? You want the power of healing too?
that was what I was thinking in my mind, but I would also maybe spread the power of love.
Right on.
Someone did
Love.
say, or they said when I walk into a room, I bring happiness or
Love and
Was it love?
kindness.
Happiness and love, man.
That is a good
Yeah.
one.
That's a good one. But also, it can be very dangerous.
It could be very dangerous depending on
Because there's some
who's
people
in the
that,
room.
some
Yeah.
people will take that and be like, oh, I love him. It's like, and you're like, next thing you know, you gotta,
Dusting of ecstasy.
yeah. And then next thing you know, you look outside, everybody's like, oh, where'd you go, man?
Too much love, too much love. You better cut that out a little. You better slow that down.
Yeah.
Mike, what's your main focus in recovery right now?
Myself and my kids.
Yourself and your kids.
Yeah. Working on a higher frequency, vibrational.
Now you're talking Chinese. What does that mean?
So there's different frequencies, man. Like music, most music that we listen to on the radio is low vibration, low frequencies, and they will have you thinking craziness. So you have to vibrate on a different frequency, man.
Someone sent me some YouTube thing that you should listen to before bed, but it's on a different
428 and 532.
hertz or something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell the difference. I don't know what I dreamt about that night, but
Hey,
whatever.
You woke up better.
Maybe I did, but I took a suggestion. I'm not scared of suggestions. What do you go for today in life?
Right now, I'm grateful for the Creator and this recovery that I'm going through, this journey. Yeah.
Do you have higher power?
Yes.
Okay. Do you? I know that. Do you do any spiritual recovery?
I work through the steps in the big book, and I reference God. I work them the way that they were taught to me,
Thanks
and
for your share.
that is the way that they were originally taught to my sponsor. And yes, we talk about God a lot.
That's what's up. Sarah, what's your gratitude look like?
I am grateful for the gift of desperation.
Oh,
That's a
will
good one.
you elaborate what that means?
The gift of desperation for me was my rock bottom. It was the point where I realized that I could no longer maintain or pretend to maintain the lifestyle I was living.
I'm grateful for the both of you. Thank you for getting a little comfortable with being uncomfortable and getting a little vulnerable and coming on the show. I will be, when we move to the new location, which Will Work for Recovery has secured down a new spot just a mile up the road. And it sucks because I got 25-20 so down. I was hollering 22-18
Where is
for the
the
first
new-
2 months here. It's
where-
like a mile down the road. Just
Okay.
right down the road.
North or south?
North. North, yes.
Okay.
Past the Burger King about, I think, like 2 blocks. You out here, Ricky? I love you, Rick. Thank you, Addison.
Bye, Rick.
Thank you for your service here.
Thank you, Addie.
We do have an
All right,
in-house
Rick.
professional licensed babysitter. It's
Yeah.
Addison. So, like, this is
Oh,
it's a kid-friendly spot, just so everyone knows
Yeah.
as well.
Yes.
Yes, when we move to the other spot, I'm going to be going back to the way like I did when your brother was on, where I schedule guests, and then
Yeah.
you're on for the whole show. If it's
Sam B?
what?
Sam B?
Yeah.
Word?
Yeah, you know Sam. Yeah, that's her brother.
he's
That's
my
Sam.
brother.
Word?
Word.
That man's about to change my life right now.
Amen.
You hear
I
that?
love that.
Amen.
And she gets to take credit. Like, if it wasn't for me, he wouldn't be in recovery.
That man's about to change my life right now.
No, you're about to change your
Yes.
life with
Well,
the tools
he
helps
has
you
given
with.
me an opportunity to
He
change
is
There
my
you
going
go.
to
life.
help
He ain't gonna
you
do shit
change
for
your
you.
life. Right.
He's gonna help
And
you.
he came up to me
Yeah,
out here, and
I
he was
know.
like, "You still looking for a job?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude." He's like, "You got to graduate. I got you."
Told
Yeah.
you.
Amen.
And he does.
Yeah,
Very
And he-
resourceful.
Yes.
yeah. He's a man of his word, and he's a decent fellow.
Been in these rooms a long time.
Fellow.
Fella.
He's a
like
great
that.
fellow.
He's a great fella.
He's one of them good old fellows.
He's a great lad. There.
He's a good curmudgeon. Thank you again for coming on the show.
You're very welcome.
Sorry I'm
Anytime.
booting you guys.
These guys are like cheeseburgers, aren't they? They're just big and meaty, right? He's just
Hey,
big cheeseburger hands.
Good
All right.
handshake.
Vominos.
Vamonos.
No, thank you guys. Serious, thank
Yes.
you. I know this was just like out of the blue, but you'll be back. All right, batters up. Batters up. Matter of fact, Mike, you want to grab this spot?
All right.
And do your best not to touch the mics when you sit down. We've been some issues with whatever. Oh, do you got to go?
She's getting excited.
Oh, don't even just sit down and listen. You don't have to talk. Yeah, no, but and you sit here. You don't have to get on there. Serious. But I need someone to be sitting there for the thing to work. Come on. You're good. Oh, look, Mikey, sit down. We'll go. You're good. You can mosey your way here when you're comfortable. What's your name?
Chris.
Chris. Welcome to the show, Chris. What was your name though? I still don't know you. Star. Yeah. Welcome to the room, Star.
She's-
Welcome to the studio.
She's doing
Star.
it from a distance.
No, we can hear you. You know what? Watch this. Boom. Now the camera's on you, Star. No, I'm joking. Matter of fact, let's just check. See here. Where's Star at?
Right,
There you
right
are,
there.
Star. Famous. You know what? Are you rolling with Sarah?
I'm rolling with actually Star and Chris.
Just sit back down. Sit back down. I wasn't sure that you were leaving when they're leaving. So no, we're good. And then you can get close. Like, come pull up. You don't gotta be on mic though.
You want to rotate back here?
Uh,
No, you're good. No, you.
yeah, he.
I
You were
need
good there. You were good here.
Look.
being Jew right now. I'm just kidding.
Do you remember me being Jewish?
No, not at all. I like your beard, dude. That's great.
He loves it. It's a great beard. That's a great
Sure
beard.
camera can see this. To my sponsee, I say, fuck you. Chris,
Yep.
welcome to the show, Chris.
Thanks.
How did you hear about Will Work for Recovery?
A friend of mine, Jody, brought me here a few years back.
Oh, you've been coming, or you just came back?
I've been coming in and out the rooms. Not consistent, but I'm trying to be more consistent these days.
How much clean you have right now?
Right now, since January 6th, 24, so about 3 months.
Yeah, hell yeah.
We celebrate clean time here. How would you explain this place to someone who's never been here?
It's very welcoming. There's a lot of people willing to help. It's just a good environment. Just see a lot of friends that I've been on the streets with coming in here, so it makes you feel comfortable and local here in the rooms.
What's the biggest hurdle in your recovery? Like, what's the biggest thing that trips you up in your recovery?
Probably have to be with my mental health.
Mental health.
I have
And-
mental health struggles.
No, keep going. How do you deal with it?
Well, I have a lot of deep-seated, I guess, anger underneath the surface. I jog, exercise. Is that helpful? Has been helping me out a lot. Also, I don't know if it's appropriate, but I am a medical cannabis patient.
Okay.
It's helped me a lot.
We just had a long conversation
Yeah.
before the show about this, and without breaking someone else's anonymity, I got a phone call last week from someone I'm really close to, and he wasn't asking my opinion, I don't believe, or he called me because he's on some mental health meds, prescribed medicine. I don't want to say the brand because everyone's different on what works for them, whether it's Levitra or Xancos or whatever. And since he's been on this med, he's been having suicidal thoughts. And he's recognizing it. He's like, every day, man, some thoughts I've never had, I'm having. And 2 different therapists have been suggesting medical marijuana. And he's torn. Like, when you're in the rooms of recovery, like, to be suggested to do that, like, I understand that internal fight. And the way I see it is, like, he wasn't asking my opinion, but, of course, me being me, I gave it. It's no one else's fucking business. Like, I told him I gotta get this out of my ear. I'm listening to my 5-second delay. For me to tell someone else about their recovery is wrong. Meaning, if I have an opinion on it, unless you ask me about it, it's not my place to say. But when someone tells me they're having suicidal thoughts, and a medical professional suggests something, try it. Why not? If you're torn about what your people are gonna think, like, please don't. Anyone out there listening, whatever suggestion a medical professional gives you, like, take it. Give it a shot. Like I said, we opened the show with talking about mental health. We just lost someone last week from mental health. Like, it's real. And I understand, like, in recovery, there's this fine line. Only you're going to know when you start abusing it. You're going to know when you're just smoking to get high, or you're smoking because there's a benefit to it. Just like meds. I break my leg, they give me Percocet. 1 should be what it takes, but if I'm taking 6, you know what I'm saying? Like, and everyone's story is different. I don't know if you're torn about it. Like, you before you even brought it up, you're like, I don't know if it's appropriate. It's your life, your recovery, bro. Like, are you doing the drug that brought you to recovery?
No. Meth and fentanyl, everything is a problem for me, so I choose to do the lesser of evils, and it's been sustaining me. I did last year. I almost had a full year of sobriety without the medical cannabis, and then I got drunk, and I ended up picking up fentanyl and overdose, and 11 Narcans. It took 11 Narcans to bring me back, and now I just decided I'm gonna try to do it. Maybe it'll save my life.
Are you okay talking about the marijuana side of things?
Oh, I am.
All right, scooch closer. Try to get closer to your mic. No, just to get not
Oh,
me.
to the mic?
These are getting closer.
Yeah.
Love it. Yes.
Yeah.
I am a good guy.
Tim is,
But no, keep going. I cut
yeah.
you off. So yes.
I don't want to I am kind of an advocate for it because I feel in a way it has saved my life because of the times where I felt so dark that I wanted to kill myself. When I when everything was really gray and dark, it brought a little bit of light back into my life.
When you partook in medical marijuana.
Correct.
Now, people do have their opinions. I get it. But unless I'm asked about it, like it's really not my place to say. That's me. Everyone's different on this. So how do you not police it, but how do you regulate it? Like, how are you addressing it? Being that you're an addict, you just shared, like, I have a problem with everything. How do you not go overboard? Like, how is this going for you?
Well, recently, I mean, I don't use more than I need. I've dwindled it down to the very bare minimum. I just take what I need. I don't
Right.
go overboard.
Like microdosing almost.
Yeah,
Right.
and because, and what was the question again? I just know that coming into the rooms, it's a very touchy subject. Some people
Right.
say this is an abstinent-based program and you're still getting high. Well,
Okay, well, what about Suboxone and methadone? What about the
Right.
cup of coffee I'm drinking right now that
Right.
gets me zapped?
I meant people smoke nicotine; they're addicted to that. You know,
Right.
and I mean,
People can be addicted to anything.
yeah,
Pretty much.
and
And none of it is inducive
Yeah.
to their sobriety.
Yeah.
But if
Right.
something is helping you stay away from the
Yep.
crippling drugs, that's
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying.
what's
So
costing
that's
you
all
life.
that matters.
I use it as a crutch in a way, and I use it as a better outlook and a better outlook on my life. And I don't beat up myself over it anymore because everyone's gonna have their opinions, and as long as my opinions and I'm true to myself, at the end of the day, I just know that in my heart, I feel that it helps me, and I choose to believe it's helping me, and therefore it is helping me.
And that's your story. Like, that's for you. That's for you. That's your story. I'm proud of anyone that can get themselves out of a dark place, period. It is a sticky situation when we're talking about mental health. I was just I was asked to speak at an Al-Anon style something, and it wasn't Al-Anon. It was just family members of addicts or alcoholics, and it was really eye-opening because I sat there and they all checked in, like 50 people, and they say, I am here for my son who's this age, addicted to this, and like here's some of the horrors of it. And there's a few that were there because they lost their loved ones due to this disease, that the Narcan didn't work, you know, they didn't come back. And one of them shared about something very similar to what we're talking about, is like they started their journey trying to escape from some mental health stuff, like first weed, then alcohol, then this and that, and it just got so bad with the drugs, they became addicted. Like, that was a question you asked me, was like, was I trying to escape from mental health and then it became a problem? That's not my story, but it is some people's stories. But to get to a place where you can find you're the one who sleeps with you at night. You're the one who has to lay your head down with you at night. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, do you have any internal fights or anything about what you're dealing with smoking pot?
Not anymore. I did at first, especially when I was totally abstinent for a year and I picked back up. I started thinking, like, what's wrong with me and how come I can't get this right? But eventually, you know, I've just learned to progress, not perfection. And I'm making small steps, and maybe someday I can leave the marijuana alone. And because I do want to be a good example for my children, I don't want them to see that that it has to be this way for me to survive. Mm-hmm. I want them to be able to be strong, and I want to be strong too. I don't want to have to depend on something, but at the same time, I utilize it for a benefit, and I see the pros and cons. There's some pros and cons, but the pros for me outweigh the cons.
There you go. And like I say, at the end of the day, it's you who goes to bed with you at night. You're the one sleeping. You have to be comfortable with who you are, and whatever that looks like. Go ahead.
May I ask, what are the cons besides eating up all snacks?
Honestly,
You did just share
the
about.
cons are the negative views from family members, and I'm going through a struggle with kind of like being able to speak to my kids. And so if my kid's mother perhaps thinks that I'm high or whatever, she won't let me speak to the kids. So it does somehow,
Okay.
it's creating a barrier between my children and I. So if I could, it creates problems with other people's viewpoints and whether they think I can be a good father while I'm under
So
the
people's
influence of marijuana.
perspective
Right.
is one of the
Yep.
cons. That's horrible.
Yeah, it's
but-
kind of just like feeling like sometimes I'm not welcome in the room sometimes.
Right.
And if I were to speak up about it, I get dirty looks from a lot of people in the rooms. A lot of people think that I'm just faking it, you know,
Right.
but whatever. I know that I'm doing better than I was,
Exactly.
and I can be proud of myself today. And I think that's really all that matters, as long as I
Yes.
can be proud of myself and I don't have to feel this dark grayness and
Right.
just feel suicidal all the time. If I can feel a little bit of joy, and if marijuana brings me a tiny bit of joy in my life, then
So
who's
be
to
it.
say
It
I'm
gives me a
wrong?
permanent grin.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking.
Yeah. So.
Have they tried mental health meds before? Have you
have.
gone through like the Prozacs and the
Oh yes,
Zolofts
yep.
and whatever?
Celexa, Seroquel, Trazodone, all of those. Depakote,
Lexapro.
lithium, Prozac, Concerta, Strattera,
Whatever,
and
yeah.
all
So,
of it.
a gamut of
So-
different meds.
And
yeah.
honestly, the only time I almost attempted suicide was when I was on those anti-depression, and I will say it was Celexa
Okay.
because I
And
don't
that's
want
for
anybody
you.
to feel
Yeah.
that.
No, and that's for you.
I'm just saying be careful because when for me, I was already suicidal, and then taking those medications, I had other side effects that were depressing as well.
Yeah.
Sexual side effects was very depressing.
Right.
So, and yeah, it was just too much. It didn't help like I thought it was. I mean, I thought it helped, but I didn't know if it was quitting the drugs that was making me happy or if it was the medication. So, when I stopped the medication, I felt suicidal. But once I got over that initial, yeah, I'm just so glad that I'm off those medications that are from a pharmacy.
Yeah,
I feel
and-
better with the natural herbal supplement.
Yeah, and they do studies on like taking those meds for a long time, and you quit can cause like physical and mental damage. So those aren't always the best.
Well, that's no different. I mean, doing meth for years will fuck up your chemical makeup.
Yeah, well, my little cousin, he had Prozac, and it was prescribed to him as a kid, and he like stopped because he didn't like it.
Right.
And when he stopped, he like bust out into seizures.
Oh, cold turkey.
And like,
Yeah.
and he couldn't lift his arm up like no higher than this and stuff like that. So he had to get back on it. Otherwise,
You're
he was
supposed to
gone.
wean. You're supposed to talk to a medical professional before you just stop. Play
He
doctor.
he got on it when he had no choice.
Right.
And he realized that it was stifling his movement and what he wanted to do with his life, even as a teenager.
I get it. I know what I'm saying is just when it comes to any. This is all I can suggest when it comes to medications. Listen, get advice from a medical professional, not a fellow recovering addict,
Right.
not what you heard so and so say or what you saw on TV or the internet. Like my suggestion is talk to a doctor if it's an option. Talk to a doctor. I didn't go to school for this shit. I can tell you stories about what I heard about so and so or who and what. Like some of the first trauma I've ever experienced was a best friend of mine. He killed him. He started a shotgun because he was on some mental health meds and it affected him over the weekend and he stopped because he didn't like the way he was feeling. Well, by Monday morning, he was gonzo.
Yep.
So like I don't understand mental health, but I know it's a real thing and you speak with a medical professional about it. I love you, Will, and
So
we
there's-
love American Pie Pizza.
Yeah, what happened?
Long story.
So there's mental illness and there's mental health.
Right.
There's a big difference. Mental illness is what people are fighting. Mental health is what people are fighting for.
Right.
Oh, listen to this guy. He's a philosopher.
A quick shout out to Alyssa, though. She is
Alyssa's
on the
my
ball.
hey, she's
Amen.
on it. No,
Amen.
she's my A1 from day one.
All right,
She's been
we
with us
see
for
you.
3 years.
We see you, and that's very true.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people fighting for that right now.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for a psychiatrist for a very long time.
Yeah.
Very long time.
Being that I grew up with two psychopath parents, I love them to death. I've learned a lot just by paying attention what not to do.
Right.
What not to do.
Yeah, what not to do, and I practice that with my girls. So, and me having girls have changed a lot how I treat women. So yeah, that's
amazing.
Well, you just kind of aren't even messing with women right now because you're dealing with recovery in your fatherhood.
yeah.
Recovery them steps. And
I'm saying that as a.
No, that's a real thing right
Yes,
now.
I know. And it's not a bad thing.
It's not, but when people try to like if you tell a girl like, dude, I'm not even trying to mess with women, or you're like,
They get offensive.
yeah, they get offended, or if you're setting boundaries, they get offended, like they think it's them, and it's like, no, dude, it's all me. But they're like, oh, that's what
It's
people
not
usually
you.
say.
It's me.
Yeah, like, dude, I'm going through a lot.
people
It's,
that don't have boundaries are uncomfortable when they're set.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
They don't know.
Say
how
that
to-
again.
People that don't have boundaries are uncomfortable when they get set.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't know how to handle that. They
Try to
don't
get closer.
People that don't have boundaries don't know how to handle them when they get set.
Chris, what do you do for fun?
Well,
No.
no.
Hey,
Well, I think.
we can't crack jokes on here, man. Recovery.
Right.
I gotta have fun.
Hey, that's truth though. I do use that. I do utilize that for fun.
All right,
Um,
okay.
But also, I exercise. I come to these
You
meetings.
said you run. Oh,
I jog.
on the mental health stuff. Like we have a guy named Rob H who comes on quite a bit. That when he found jogging, he said his whole mental health it changed.
Yep.
Being
I-
outside
yeah.
changes people's mental health, man.
I didn't think I could run like this, but I went through the boot camp program, and they had us up 5 miles, 5 a.m.
Oh, wow.
every day. So now that I know I can do it, there's no reason for me to not do it.
or whatever.
It was at the Willow River CIP program.
All right, Cody.
Love you
All
guys.
right, guys.
Thank you.
But yeah, I don't need a gym membership when I have all this mental health struggles, I throw on some music and I can feel that anger and just take it out until I wear myself out. I can physically wear myself out and I don't hurt anybody, I don't hurt myself, and I improve myself through it. So I can deal with these feelings, get them out through kind of a sort of force, but it's a positive thing.
Right.
So this goes for anyone listening. Like, if you're not comfortable posting questions on here, my number's across the bottom. Feel free to reach out to me directly, which someone has, and I appreciate it. So someone just asked me if running helps. This is trying to catch you. It's someone who has an issue with marijuana.
Okay,
I
that's fine.
guarantee it. Otherwise, they
Okay.
wouldn't ask it this way. If running and going to the gym helps, or not going to the gym because you just said you don't need a gym membership. If running and exercising helps, why do you even need the weeds? Why don't you just go run every time you think you need to?
I
do
can
some
tell you,
weeds?
I give you a perfect answer
Come on.
because every
Is too. It's this one closest to me.
It's your beard.
You shut up with this beard talk.
It's your beard.
All right, are we back? Are we back? All right, I'm in my ear. So smoking gives you energy. So now some would say, I'm gonna just don't even message me. So it is a mood it's altering your mood. It's
yeah,
giving you energy.
of course it is.
But then on the other hand, you could say the same about
It's positive. It's positive.
Yeah.
To me, it's positive. So if I'm dark, sleeping in my bed all day, and I smoke, I want to get up and I want to go outside and I want to enjoy my day.
So here's a slippery slope that happened to me. This is my story. It had nothing to do with you. And it's a whole different ball of waxes. I used to take Percocets. And I'd be all, and my chemical makeup's goofy. When I take Ritalin or Adderall, I go to sleep. It makes me go the other way. But I'd take Percocets and I'd be up cleaning my room, organizing the garage. It became to a point where I couldn't do shit unless I had opiates in me. It became heroin. My day I couldn't do shit unless I had shot up. It'd be shoot up, then do my day. And it turned into that. At the beginning, I used to be like, man, there ain't nothing wrong with Percocets because they give me the energy to work all day and do all this and that. Have you found it to be getting any, not worse, that's not the right word, but were you not able to function unless you smoke now?
No, but I do notice that sometimes I want to go for a jog, I'll smoke, and then I won't want to go for a jog. So it sometimes, that's sometimes the cons, because sometimes I'll be super motivated, and then I'll think I'll medicate first, and then I'll be like, well, maybe I'll just sit here.
And you're going on you're
3
working
months.
on your 90 days.
I've got over 90, so I'm going on almost 4 months. so.
Okay. And whatever, you're not doing the meth or fentanyl, like you're not
I
living
haven't
that
picked
life.
up. Yep, haven't picked up anything. I choose not to. I just don't have any cravings for that anymore.
You're not mainlining.
You're right.
I never have.
You're never an IV user.
Never an IV user.
And you know what? That your early recovery, a lot of shit can change. A lot of people would be like, give your brain a chance to heal up before you start putting anything in it. But like I say,
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
just do want to reiterate. I did go a year with nothing, without the marijuana too.
Yeah.
And before I got my medical license, and I did as far as I could go. I made it a year, but
how was that year? Was it?
It was good. I mean, I got a lot. I accomplished a lot of goals, man. I did really well, and so I don't need the weed. I just choose to use it, and you know.
Loser. Sorry, audience. I'm gonna get people's gratitude and probably wrap it up. So
That's
I
cool.
do apologize. You know what? If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
It'd be to fly.
My man, you're the fifth one, because that's mine. Michael, superpower.
I have a superpower. Being a dad. That's a
Amen.
superpower.
Hey, Tim, if you could have any superpower, what would it be?
I've already got it. Sobriety.
Oh!
How?
So much more sober than I ever was when I was
Say it
messed
again.
up.
Damn, how could I have done this? I've been asking that
That part.
question for over a year and a half, and you are the first one to say sobriety. You
That's
are.
the best
It's
answer.
a superpower. It's a gift from a higher power. It is a superpower. Booze will kill you. I know it's a fact because I was dead for 40 years when I was drinking.
Ooh.
Now I quit drinking and I'm starting to use the program to learn how to live a real life.
Okay.
Super.
Sobriety.
Sobriety.
Superpower.
Damn.
That's the one right
This
there.
guy's dropping just dimes.
He's the one.
Yeah.
All right.
The goat.
Michael,
Yeah.
daddy, your dad, superpower. What's your goals right now until next week?
Get a job, get housing, and that'll be the end of my CPS journey.
You're on your way.
Because CPS is not fighting you on things. CPS is
It's helping.
helping you.
Yeah, yeah.
That's Child Protective Services is on your side to help
Yeah.
you. They see you as the best candidate to be in your children's life, even though you are in your
Yeah.
children's life and you're the father figure.
Yeah, I'm the only candidate.
Okay.
Not really. Bullshit.
My brother, but
There you go. What I'm saying is like
Yeah.
I'm trying to put you up here on it.
oh yeah,
I'm just stating facts. You're
Yeah.
the best option for your
yeah,
children,
Yeah,
and you've been showing up.
and showing out.
Dealing with
You beat me to
hurdles
that.
when caseworkers aren't as easy to deal with as what you'd like, or whatever the case is, you're dealing with it. You're not
Yeah.
drinking over it, you're not smoking or drinking or drugging or whatever over it.
None of that.
What do you tell someone who comes up to you and says, Mike, I'm struggling, I want to get high?
I asked them what good is going to come out of it. What is going to be beneficial by doing something that you already know is damaging?
Well, and let's just say it's me and you tell me that, and I tell you, well, yeah, but if I do a little bit of heroin, I'll forget all about the problems.
They're still going to be there.
That is the best answer yet. Mike, I love you. Let
Love you
Tim
too.
come grab this seat. I'm
All
going to
right.
see if I can get anything out of him before we get muted again. Don't go nowhere. I'm rapping in like 5-10 minutes. I
Thank
want to
you,
talk
Mike.
to you for a minute. Tim is a veteran of the show. We've had him on as a guest, and we've had him on. This will be maybe the second time since we've been at the new location. And I don't know if you heard, but we are getting another new location, Mike or Tim.
I
Yep.
did hear you mention that during the broadcast tonight. Now I'll talk to you about that.
Yes.
You're going to move.
Yes, we're moving. We got a place that's probably 5,000 square feet bigger with more rooms. Like this will be enough. They're going to let me build my studio this time. Because if it were up to me where this bar is, it'd be a wall with a huge window and I'd have speakers broadcasting the show and we wouldn't hear all the bullshit in the background.
And the sound dampening you can put in. You
All
get a
that.
better quality show.
All that jam. And there's going to be like, we'll have like a little store in there. We got options to have so many different rooms and we're moving on up. We're the Jeffersons on this deal.
Yeah,
For
when's
the
the move?
club.
For sure.
And I don't know if you heard this or not, but we have been awarded like the nation's largest ROC, which recovery organization community, ROC? RCO, Recovery Community Organization, the
All
largest
right.
in the nation. Will work for recovery is.
Yep. Yep.
And that's because we have so many options and resources here and different things going on, and we are the biggest. So that's like that's a huge thing. And now when we move to this new location, it's just that much more room to keep
Well,
growing.
that's an attaboy you should take also because you are a large part of this. Every member here
Don't toot
is
my
a
ego.
large part of it. They didn't become the largest by one person carrying the load.
All of us.
Everybody was
Yeah.
contributing.
Yeah, it all started with a vision from this crazy motorcycle dude, and I love it. Yeah, you guys have heard the vision, but you'll hear it again because when we move to the new location, I'm getting him and Carolyn on, and I'm gonna grill him for a good hour about everything because we got a lot of good things coming down the pipeline, he was telling us about. He's got. I don't even want to start. I'm not even going to start. We just have a lot of good things coming on top of what we already have. It's just awesome. Good stuff going on. So superpower is sobriety. Superpower was
Healing.
Healing. Superpower was flying. Paul, what was your superpower again? Listen to this one.
Like that healing thing.
What, yours is to take away your superpowers? Or what was?
I'm an addict. I'd abuse it.
I love it. Tim, what do you tell someone who's struggling? Comes up to you and says, Tim, I want to drink. What do you say?
Well, come on. Let's go get high. Let's read the big book. Let's talk.
All right.
Let's talk. Let's just go chill by the river. Let's get high.
That's your high. I see what you're saying there. I did have like 2 questions that just came in. So, Tim, how long have you been in recovery?
I have been dry for 13 years,
All right.
but I did the first 6 years on my own and then found the program. And that's why, like I said earlier, when I found the program, I started to learn how to live a real life.
What has been the highlight of what's been the highlight so far for you? If you had to pick one thing,
It's given me a lot of self-assurance. I quit. That gave me self-assurance right there. And then I got past the first day. That added to the self-assurance. And every single day I go adds to it a little bit more. It does not make me feel any stronger than anybody else. It makes me feel really, really, really lucky.
Okay.
I love you, Tim. Name of the show is Attitude for Gratitude. Talk to me about your gratitude.
I'm grateful that I got another day to wake up. I mean, my kids are still alive. I got an opportunity to be back in their life again. Yeah, I'm just grateful that I got my kids, or that I'm a father.
Amen.
It gives me purpose.
Oh, wow.
And that I'm sober today. I mean, I could say sober from all the harmful drugs.
You're sober.
Amen.
I'm sober.
Listen, it's your story. It's no one else's. So the second you start having a problem with it, then you need to start working on it.
Yeah.
That's my suggestion to you is if you have an issue with what you are doing, you're the one who needs to make some changes. But if you're good with what you're doing, then you're good. Is there anything we didn't bring up you'd like to talk about or share that I may have missed or anything?
No.
Same for you. Is there anything you'd like to add to the show that I didn't talk to you about or that you'd like to talk about?
I would just love you back next time. Just invite
I'm
me
gonna
back
hold you to it.
whenever.
I'm
It's
gonna
just
hold you
good
to it.
conversation. I'm for it because it makes me uncomfortable, but it's also going to help somebody out there if they hear something that I can say that will help. I'm all for being uncomfortable. Just bringing more people in the door. Let's do it.
Anyone that's you guys listen. I apologize about the sound that keeps cutting in and out. I'll really dive into it after, and we'll try to get that fixed so we don't deal with this anymore. Every time I switch my screen over to where I read you guys' comments, I lose volume. So we'll get that fixed. I got some new equipment coming, and like I said, when we make the move, like when we build up the studio, it's gonna be on point. Thank you for everyone who's posting comments and that are listening and sharing the show. Please do share this show. Feel free to send me any suggestions that you may have or anything you want to see the show do or any direction you want to see. Hey, all, I'm 12 years of sobriety and was diagnosed with MS 2 years ago. They were putting me on so many opioids that they were messing with my head. I quit taking them. The opioids are for my pain. My neurologist suggested marijuana, and I refused because I did not want the effects. I didn't want it to affect my sobriety. But he assured me that if I used it for what it was intended for, it would relieve my nerve pain. I shouldn't have a problem. I shouldn't have had a problem. I've been on THC now for a year and only use it when I'm in extreme pain. Okay. I have had no issues and reverting back to getting high because that's not the case. I see what you're saying.
Okay.
So this is a great. There you go. You hear it like.
There you go.
And it's not for me to tell Rich, to tell Chris, to tell anyone about how to do their recovery, unless they ask me. I learned that. The old me used to put my 2 cents in on it. Now, if I'm talking to Tim off mic and we're talking about so-and-so, like, we might put out our opinions to each other, but my opinions could kill you. It's just that easy. Someone else's opinions could kill you. Tim, what's your take on, watch, we're going to start getting some shit going. What's your take on smoking marijuana?
You know, I think, and I applaud you for encouraging people to work with doctors, with mental health professionals. One of the statements that I have heard so many times from addicts is, I was medicating myself. Who the hell made you a doctor, you dumb son of a bitch?
I second that.
If I've got a headache, I know that I don't know anything about fentanyl, but I know that a Percodan, which are better than the Percocets, would take care of my headache. But come on, it's not necessary. You can't medicate yourself and become an addict. If you're an addict, you are not medicating yourself. You're overdoing it. You are not a health professional. Get off your high horse. It's that ego that's probably contributing to your addiction.
I'm right there with you. And you guys, this is checking in is Chucky, the soap man, right here. Can't wait till I can provide jobs and housing. That's his goal. We have Chucky, the soap man, down here. He makes soap. I just took such a hard left turn. I'm so ADD. You said this good gem, and then I just see something. I'm like, oh, look, a bird. But I forgot to really share about it earlier. We do have a gentleman down here named Chuck Cohen who makes soap on site. It's right here. You see the 2 little things that look like rocks. Let me grab this real quick. So he has a goal of, oh, you got some. Yeah,
Right
the
on.
Armor of Ra. The Armor of, yeah, here we go. I Am That I Am Soap Factory presents Armor of Yah, Soap of Hope, taking down the giants of hopelessness, rage, and despair while working hand in hand to combat sickness, disease, and germs, and soapstone, one soapstone at a time. The ingredients are this: 100% pure love. It's anointed with pure love, sponified with olive oil, coconut, distilled water, cinnamon, oatmeal, and love. Some of the best soap I've ever used personally. And it comes with this little piece of paper with a little prayer on it. Geez, I got to get my camera right. And the prayer is this: may the Lord bless you and keep you. May he shine his face upon you and be gracious to you. And may he turn his face toward you and give you peace. Wash, rinse, and repeat. Come on down here and check out Chucky, the soap man. Again, you guys, mental health is a real thing. We know it is. I was sharing earlier how I was at a meeting and I was there with the family members of alcoholics and addicts, and a lot of the parents recognized that their children started to escape from their mental health, and it became a problem and grew into a terrible addiction. Some of them aren't here anymore today because of it. Like Tim said, we're not doctors. Who the hell am I to think I can play doctor and figure out the right medications, my chemical imbalance, whatever? Please seek professional help. Don't be ashamed of your mental health. Don't hang your head low if you're dealing with it. Like, it's a real thing, and please get it addressed. Go to a doctor, seek professional help. Come on down to We'll Work for Recovery. Get outside yourself. Come check out a meeting, whether you want to just come sit and listen to a bunch of knuckleheads share about their recovery, or you be one of the knuckleheads and share about yours. We talk about a lot of places. Robbinsdale, Alleno, New Hope, Alleno got brought up. Serenity Village got brought up. Eagles, God, what was that other church she said? Eaglebrook got brought up. 2218, where the show started from. We're not stingy with our recovery. Wherever you can find some recovery, go get your recovery on. It's here for the taking, and like it says at the bottom, like, own your life. Like, fight for yourself because you're worth it. And if you're struggling, please reach out. Feel free to call me directly, text me. If I don't answer, keep calling or call someone else or get to a meeting. 988 is the hotline. If you're having any self-harm thoughts or any suicidal thoughts, please reach out. 988. As always, like, if you have any ideas for the show, you have any ideas for what you want to see us do, if you want to come be on the show, please reach out to me directly or come on down in person. You are worth it, and you do matter. Wash, rinse, and repeat.
Amen.
Tim, what does your gratitude look like today?
You know, I'm grateful to be alive. I opened the topic on a meeting that I go to on humility. And humility is not showing weakness. Humility is opening yourself up to the fact that you can learn from others. You can learn from everyone, whether it's good example or bad example. If you're paying attention, you can learn from that. Ego and the fact that I can handle this, or I'm a functional drunk or addict or whatever. That's ego talking. And to accept humility, to be humble is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength, and it's a sign of intellect to realize, even if you think you know everything, maybe there's one or two more things you can squeeze into that head, and that is being humble, that is humility.
I love you, Tim. I love you, buddy.
awesome.
I'm grateful for you coming on and always sharing some gems with us. We've been cutting in and out all night. You know, normally we go hour and a half, 2 hours, but I am going to close her down early because I am getting frustrated with us losing sound. Do you want to come say hi or tell us about your gratitude or anything? All right. Maybe next time.
Maybe next time.
She did. She was way over there, then over here. Now she even got closer, so maybe next time we'll get you on. Chris, thank you for coming on, getting a little vulnerable, and sharing some of your own stuff. Mike, we're grateful for you. Young lady.
Thank you, Loren.
Lauren, you knew I forgot your name, so that's why I said young lady, and you helped me. Thank you, Loren. You will come back on the show, you said.
Yes,
Look
I will.
forward to it.
I look forward to it.
Tim, I love you, brother. Thanks for coming on. You will come back on the show again.
Easy for him to remember my name. He just has to remember who he is and wing
Tim
it
and
from
Tim.
there.
Tim and Tim.
Yeah, I always enjoy coming on, reaching out to other people, and I hope I can help just one, just two people.
Right.
Even just one. If I can't help you, maybe I can plant a seed that days, weeks, months from now might help you find recovery faster, more solid recovery, more assurance that I mentioned before.
That part.
Awesome sauce. I love you. We received when you're talking about just one person, like, that's what I'm in it for. If one person can get something out of this, like, it works for me. We had someone write us a letter after like doing the show for 6 months because of what I'm simply going to say now is like, if no one's told you this yet today, like, you are loved. You're worth it. If no, you're worthy. You're worth being here. You're worth this life of recovery, and you are loved. If someone hasn't told you that today, listen, I love you. And we had someone who had not heard that for quite a few years, and they were on the edge listening to our show, and that helped. Like, that was validation for what we're doing for me. Like, and also, like, I don't know if Jess is listening, but yeah, my ego. I love this for my ego, guys.
Your use of ego is one of your many superpowers.
Either way, we got a lot of things happening. Come on down to We'll Work for Recovery, 2520 North 2nd Street. There's a lot of stuff happening in the recovery community. Come on down here and find out. We got pamphlets, brochures, and tons of stuff happening. Until next week, like, stay up, reach out if you're struggling, and you're loved. Adios.